take two, and I will have to see which one I'm going to upload. The other one went to 32 minutes because I was on a whole tear. So I'm gonna see how this one goes, and if it's better, I'll upload this one and delete the other one because I did go on too much. I wanted to make a video, and I was gonna talk about something else that I will probably get into later. But so I wanted to come up with something really quick. I'm just gonna pull this back a little bit. Years ago, I got a lot off of Facebook buy and sell, and I brought it home. And as I say in other videos, every used lot that comes into this house gets washed. I've pointed out other obvious reasons in the past on other videos, but because you don't know what's in them. Now I do a quick sort before I wash them. To get any electronics out or anything sharp or broken or whatever, anything that's quick to see, I wash them. Usually I will do a sort to get rid of non-Lego before I wash the Lego, because the non-Lego goes right back into the bin, goes right back to Value Village or wherever, or goes to Value Village if I got them from buy and sell lot. But I do wash the Lego, and I saw a brick when I was at the washing stage that had gold on the bottom of a 2x4 red brick. I said, well, that's interesting. And so I finished the washing, and then I started the sorting of the colors, and then I found out there was probably, there's 3 here. There was probably about 50 2x4, it was a big lot, by the way, 50 2x4, just red bricks that had gold on the inside. So in the bottom and inside the tubes and stuff. And I go, well, that's extremely odd. So what I'm thinking is they probably had them like this, built up with pieces on the back, say, and they used it to paint, probably model paint. That looks like model paint to me. I'm not a paint expert, but I used to do a lot of models when I was a kid, and that sort of looks like Testors model paint gold. And so that's probably what he did. And because it doesn't look like they're painting the bricks on purpose, it really doesn't. But it looks like paint dripped down off of something. And so I knew there was, before I sorted into my collection, I knew there was 2x4 bricks, red bricks with gold inside the bottom. And I said, I'm going to keep them anyway, because when you build them, you can't see. Most of them didn't have this little tiny piece of gold in the front, which I think you can scrape off. But it's gold on the inside. And so I put these 2x4 bricks, red bricks, into the 2x4 red brick bin. Because I didn't want to throw them out or send them back to Value Village or wherever I got them from, or send them to Value Village. Because, you know, I can use those, and you won't see the orange, won't see the gold. I'm at the point now where I have too many pieces. Now, that said, I'll go off on this quick tangent and not to make it 32 minutes. Out of all my Lego friends, I have, I believe, one of the smallest collections. Not the smallest, but one of the smallest collections. Now, I cannot tell you how many pieces I have in my collection. Sandy thinks it's around 1 million. I can't disagree with her. I can't. Because when you think about it, when 900 2x4 bricks can fit into one of these, so 1,000 pieces, and I got, you know, into one of these, it's pretty easy to see that you could potentially have 1 million pieces in here without really too much effort. But I don't know how many pieces I have, but it's a small room. It is, well, small, relative term. It's 8 foot by 18 feet. And the shelves are along 2.5, 3 walls. So I got 10, 20, 30 feet of shelving here. Yeah, ish. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Billy bookcases. And I think it was 40, 50, 12, 24, 48. 48 of these bins per shelf. So 48 times 10 is 480. 480 times 1,000, that's 480,000 pieces if it was just all 2x4 bricks. But it's not all 2x4 bricks. It's a lot smaller than 2x4 bricks. So I don't know. We'll it's under 1 million, but above 500,000. So collected my entire life. So I don't want the pieces to, I don't want the hobby, I don't want my Lego collection to expand outside of this room. So I'm at the point now where I'm saying I have to make, it's not a hard choice, but I have to make choices as to what I keep and what I get rid of, because I don't want the Lego collection or my Lego hobby to take over the entire house. Because that's not fair to my family and it's not fair to me. And I've already, I spent enough time sorting what I have now. If it was any bigger, it's exponential. The bigger your collection gets, exponentially, the more time you're sorting, straight up. When I had my entire collection in a cardboard box when I was a kid, I didn't spend any time sorting. And then when I moved out, I had a couple of those Rubbermaid totes, minimal time sorting. And then when I moved in here and I started using the ice cream containers, there was a little bit more time sorting. And now I'm down to, 2x4 red bricks go into one of these bins. So exponentially, the bigger your collection gets, the more you're sorting. And I don't want to sort anymore. I'm really tired of sorting. So it's downsizing. So I don't have to sort. And so when I look on buy and sell now, and I will say it has been pretty lean lately, the Facebook buys and sells, and people have realized, obviously, that Lego's worth a lot of money. So I even saw a lot today down the street in Burlington for $150, and it was 4 small to mid-sized containers. So it was an essential number of bricks, and he wanted $150 for them. He says, I think he said 20 pounds. I can't remember. And I said, oh, well, that's not bad. But then I'm looking at it, and this drives me nuts. It's at least half Mega Block. It's like, that's not Lego, dude. Your title said Lego for sale, 20 pounds, $150. I'm going, that's not Lego. There's a ton of Mega Block. No, I can't tell the actual ratio, but I'm looking at all those stupid pieces that Mega Block came out with a decade ago that look like puzzle pieces. And I'm going, I see a lot of them, and I see a lot of non-Lego pieces in there, and I see a lot of just 2x4 bricks that you can see in the picture. It says Mega Block right down the middle. I'm going, no, I mean, the issue is, of course, when I looked at the picture originally, I saw a 6x8 trans yellow plate, which is, one of these guys right here, which only came, trans yellow 6x8 plate, only came in classic space. That's it, right? It came in the all-terrain vehicle. It came in a couple of the bases, the 926. It came in the Beta 1. 2 of them came in the Beta 1. It only came in classic space. So I'm going, there are classic space pieces in there, and because it had this. But I'm not paying $150. Remove half of it because it's Mega Block, and hope the classic space pieces are all there, because I got, you saw my other videos, I got enough of these. I don't need more. If it was all Lego, I would have probably bought it. I would have said, hey, it's all Lego, and Lego is something I keep, something I obviously build with, and something I'm actually now getting to the point where if people want to buy my overflow, knock yourself out. But I'm tired of sorting out Mega Block. I'm tired of all of it. So so I didn't get it. And I'm also, so getting back to the main story, I'm also to the point now where, because I have too many bricks and I don't want the Lego to overflow this room, and it's already starting to overflow, so I'm going to have to start downsizing. I'm being more meticulous, more picky as to the pieces I keep. Like these pieces, when you look at the front of them, they're pretty smooth, right? They're not dog bitten. There's no teeth mark. Oh, there's some gold right there. But they have the gold in them. So as soon as I come across them, as soon as I see them now, they go boom right into the junk bin. Bye-bye. Because I did this in the other video. I showed you my blue pieces that I've started to sort out. Any of the blue pieces that look like crap, scratched and bitten, they went in here. Because I don't want to keep them. 2 years ago, absolutely, I wouldn't care. I was more, if it was broken, they would end up in a junk bin. If they were looking like this, I would keep them because I could use them somewhere. My problem is now I have well over I could fill up 2 of these bins, so 1,800 easily of just 2x4. I probably could fill 4. Doesn't matter. Of 2x4 blue bricks. Forget red, because red dwarfs every other color. I guess red was just ubiquitous back in the day when I was growing up, because I have so many 2x4 red bricks. But blue bricks, so now when I come across a piece that looks like this, where there's lots of deep gouges and scratches and bites that actually bend the brick, they go into here, because I'm just tired. I don't want to keep them. So that I've changed my preference for keeping from or getting rid of, from just broken, and you can see tons of broken in here, to not only just broken, but pieces that do not look nice. And this extends to like this is from the last lot that there's like 10 videos of my YouTube channel, but a lot of the leaves had this on it. Like, why? Like, I don't get that. The rest of the leaf is perfect, absolutely perfect. If I could cut that off, well, that's not so perfect. Well, it's perfect. It's just the end here. I don't know how that happened. This was very odd. It looked like somebody melted this. You can see the stud is melted in. Like, how did that happen? Doesn't matter. It's gone. The 10x20s, like, I used to keep these because they were awesome. No, they're no. This guy I took out of my collection because he was sitting in the wheel bin and he's missing a spoke or a hub or an axle. Don't need him anymore. It is sad when I get rid of 6x classic gray, old gray plate, but no, I don't need to keep broken pieces anymore. This guy, yeah, absolutely. If you built this into a mock, like if you put him here, you would not be able to tell that's broken, especially if you put him like that. You'd have to pick him up to see that he's broken. But he's broken, and I have dozens of these in my collection. So why am I keeping this one? It goes in here. Actually, and this is, again, people will question this. Even this chain. So the chain, the one end's perfect, the other end's missing, broken off. Don't know where it went, but this technically is broken, and I have lots of chains, so it goes in there. The one thing I have started doing, which I'm still, I'm not debating on anymore, I've never thrown out minifig heads, ever. But again, I've never had minifig heads that look like this. Like, you can fix that, but why? No, it's gone. The one thing I'm not, what's that doing in here? I keep that. That goes. Minifig legs. Like, again, you buy used lots. I'm not going to fault other people for how they treat their Lego, because they bought it and they can treat it however they want. They can use it for paint platforms if they want, and they can treat it like crap and break it like that. I'm just going to be a little more wary when I'm buying a lot that I'm not getting a lot of this, because that is just deplorable. But that goes in here. A lot of broken wheel hubs. This happens. This is such a ubiquitous thing for me. I've actually broken these myself. The one thing that is a friend of mine on one of my other videos said is that, because I was starting to throw my classic space helmets in there, is that he wants them. So I'm going to pull all my classic space helmets out, and the next time I see him, he's going to get a whole bag full of broken classic space helmets. I'm not going to keep that. Now, when I say this is my junk bin, this does not go into the trash can. I actually have a friend who I sent my huge bin of broken pieces that I've been collecting my entire life, because I had never thrown out Lego ever, with a proviso, but I never thrown out Lego ever. But I had a whole bin of broken pieces, and that went over to her a year ago or whatever. And so I started a new one. This is my new one. And when this gets full, I'm going to take it over to her. So they're not being thrown into landfill. My friend who's an artist wants them for whatever she wants them for, and they're going to go straight to her. Now, one thing, and this is the sad part. I mean, this happened so many times in my life, and you can see that whoever did this, keep on dropping it, glued it back together. I'm not going to keep that. Sad, I know. 4x4 Raider dish. It's got, I could sand that, but no, I don't have to. I don't want to. I don't want to take the time to fix that. It looks like, ugh. And so it's actually coming down to, and I've done this so many times in my life. I didn't do this one. This came in that lot that I just got, but I've done this when I was younger. I don't do it now, obviously, because I'm very, very careful, because I know these steering wheels are very fragile. But even the pegs, like, see, I can't use that. I can't, and I don't want to. It's not that I can't. Oh, and I mentioned this when I did the plane video. I did not this one. I did this so many times when I was growing up. It's not even funny. So, sorry, silly. This guy is melted. I don't know what he did with him, or she, or whoever did this, but that's just sad. You know, so it is what it is. This is my junk bin. This guy. Nope. There was a piece in here I wanted to show you. Yeah, here it is. So this is a 2x4 classic old gray plate that has, you know, rough on all four corners. Now, I could have kept them, and I could have built them into any classic space set, but then when you're looking at it, because this is also a 2x4 plate, you're looking at it, and you would see that in there. So I don't want this anymore. So when I come across this now, these plates that, or any brick that is not icky, like really gouged or scratched or bit or whatever, like look at those corners. I mean, you can flick that off. I've done this in the past. I flick that off and it goes away, but still, this one's really bad. I'm putting it in here because I don't need to worry about it anymore. I have enough pieces to cover that. I mean, I'm not going to start talking about the fading, because again, I work in a lot of old gray, and anybody who knows Lego knows the old gray fades. It turns brown because of sunlight, UV rays on this old plastic. So you can see that these wheel wells are different or lighter or cleaner gray than these guys. Although when you bought the set originally, they would be exactly the same color. So these plates have faded faster than the wheel wells, than this gas tank. And even this, so if you look at the edge here, so you got the 2x4 plate, and you got the turntable, and you got the 2x2 angle. The plate must be a slightly different plastic or a slightly different mold or whatever, because the plate has not discolored as much as the plate above and below. It happens. You can see it, especially when I did the video on my 6985, where the pieces in the water, some of the blue pieces faded differently. I don't care. I don't care about fade at this point. I only care about bit or beat up. But I do have, again, for everything, just like French conjugation, I do have a proviso on that. I do not, at this point, know what I'm going to do with this guy, if he's going to go into the trash bin or not. So this is a shield, trans red shield. This came in a lot of space sets. I got this in that last lot for the 6981 base, broken handle. I have many of these to replace this without the broken handle, because I happen to have lots of these growing up. But I don't think I'm going to put this into the bin. I'm definitely not going to put my trans clear shields, broken handle shields, into the bin. I keep those separate. But I'm probably going to keep this guy separate too, because in the end, if I want to fix this, I can get a trans red lightsaber and glue it on here, sand it down, glue it on here, and actually, you know, fake a handle. But yeah, I'm not going to throw him into the bin. This is going to go into my trans red collection and stay there, and know that it'll be fine. So I am going to not throw out all my broken bricks or my beat up bricks, but I am going to throw out stuff that can't be used again. I cannot use that. I mean, people say, "Oh, use this." No, that is bad. I can't. No, I can't justify that. This piece I did myself. Well, this is already broken, but this was my test with my Dremel to see if I could center the hole in the stud to put Rob Hendricks life lights through. So I take a broken piece. I always have broken pieces that I experiment on before I do something. You know, so that's in here too. I talked about the 10x20 plates. The originals, they're brittle anyway. They break easily. This is the problem with Lego. Yeah, this is a 4x10 or 4x12 blue plate. I don't know how expensive they are, but they're not rare, but they're pretty nice to have. But after a while, you'll find the ends break off. And so I will say this: when I build any of my classic space sets now, I'm going to try to keep them together. They're going to stay together because, again, I have enough pieces to build something else with other pieces. But when you try to take these things apart sometimes, because they're so brittle as they get older, they snap and the studs break off, or you get the edges broken off. And so I'm not going to take apart my classic space collection anymore, because that's what happens. Because, like, boom, like, it's sad. It's honestly sad, especially the older ones. Like, when you can actually tell by the discoloration how far gone they are. You couldn't do that with a new brick or a new plate. Even as they're brittle, like it takes hardly any effort at all on some of these. The truly sad part is I'm actually throwing out a waffle plate. I mean, this was actually, I have a whole bin of waffle plates and I have a lot of discolored whites, but this guy, why am I keeping him? I have dozens of 4x8 waffle plates up there, and this one's missing corners. It looks like this one was deliberately cut out. So I don't need to keep them. So he goes in here and they all go to my friend. Somebody put plasticine or something in this guy, and I could clean him, but no, I don't care. This is the sad one. So this is a solid stud Lego original. You can see the old print on it, probably early 70s or late 60s, but look at the bottom. It's sad, but I'm at the point now where it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna keep the helmets for my buddy. What else is in here? I will say, even a couple arms broken. Don't need to keep them. I will say that the one thing that was really sad, if I can find it in here, is even the space utensils are, I could keep that, but no, it's ugh. So I'm going to be slightly more wary of buying lots. I'm going to look at them and I'm going to say no sometimes, because if it looks like the pieces are really beat up. I will say the last lot that I got, $75 for all those sets, those 10 sets that I showed you in those videos, 90% of the pieces were great. Straight up, they were great. 10%, I mean, most of these came out of there, right? So the 10% were bad. Most of these pieces came out of that lot, but again, a lot of these pieces now are coming out of my collection that I said I would keep, but now I'm no longer keeping. So all these guys are going in here, straight up. I don't want to keep them anymore. So this is an old 2x8, but it's not waffle, but it's got like the old logo on it, but the end's broken. So I don't need to, even if it's an antique quote unquote Lego, because this is 60s, straight up, this is 60s, easily the 60s brick or a plate, but it's missing the end. The historicity of the piece doesn't matter to me. The completeness of the piece matters to me now. And this way, my collection gets smaller by getting rid of junkier pieces. That's the hope anyway. Yeah, so a 2x6, like, I don't want to build with that anymore. I honestly don't. I'm to that point now where I can be a little more selfish for my building. Sorry, this 1x2 trans clear with tube in the middle. I don't know what looks like they used their teeth and just bit the middle of it. Anyway, this is almost as long as the other video, but I didn't go off my tirade, so I'm not going to. So that's it. You guys all stay safe. Have happy family day today, and have a nice holiday tomorrow for those of us who have a holiday tomorrow, and I will see you soon.